back to Growing Pains episode 13. Wow. There's 3 more episodes left after this. Just want to put that out there. So what I want to discuss with this episode is being on crutches was difficult because I lived on the 2nd floor. So doing stairs and crutches and having 3 little dogs and then having to do laundry was, that was a challenge. But, you know, I figured out I could just throw my laundry bag over the rail down to the 1st floor. I would throw it into my car, and then I would head over to the laundry room on the apartment complex. So that was a challenge. And I had my Latter-day Saints, the members would come around and give me a hand every now and then, so that was really nice. It was during this time that I was studying with the Latter-day Saints, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and I'm glad that I did, because had I not, I probably would have ended up in some kind of trouble. And it's very interesting how, as I saw myself go through this spiritual journey, there was a part of me that not only was conflicted, but I also felt that if I congregated with believers, then that would keep me in line and make better choices in life. One of the things that I had a very difficult time with was convincing myself, really convincing myself that the founder, the prophet, Joseph Smith, was a prophet, and he was revealed everything by angels. I had a very difficult time connecting with that, and as I went on about my journey after I left where I was living, I had an experience that I will share in another episode when I ended up going to their Oakland temple. I'd already been to the Los Angeles temple, but I went to the Oakland temple, and I had a very interesting experience there that I felt was guided by some kind of divine energy. It was divine intervention because of what happened after that visit at the Oakland temple. But I will discuss that in another episode. So I feel free, even though I'm not connected to any religion, I feel free in knowing that God is everywhere. Everywhere. God works His wonders through people, through friends, through family, through our pets, even strangers. There's still good people in the world. And with that said, sometimes people, even though they're good people, say very mean things, and it's something to think about. Once you put words out there, you can't take them back. Once they're there and said to you, they're there and the damage is done. But it's always good to think very clearly, not act on your impulses about what you're going to say when you're trying to communicate with someone effectively. And I just found that because I've been single for as long as I have been, just a little over 4 years, I've been able to accomplish all that I have. If I was in a relationship, there's no way I would have been able to build a museum Americana with Veronica Compton, well, Veronica Wallace. But Veronica, just to make it clear, she's my business partner, and we have a very close relationship, but we're not in a intimate relationship. She's like a sister to me, and she is truly my best friend. Had I not had all the time that I've had, really it was time that I used to invest in myself, to get to know myself, to challenge myself, to find out what really works for me, what doesn't work for me. And unfortunately, I made some good relationships with the Latter-day Saints, but it's just not a religion that ultimately drew me closer to where I wanted to be. But I'll tell you what, if I didn't have the dogs, I don't know where I'd be also, because they kept me going. You know, there was a point in time where I was actually able to get down the stairs with all 3 dogs and take them for a walk. with crutches, and that was really cool. So I will see you in the next episode of Growing Pains. If you have any questions, if you want to comment, leave them all below. Subscribe if you haven't. Hit the bell for notifications when the next episode comes out. Thanks for watching. Today is Tuesday, September 13th, 2016. This is an update on what's going on so far with quite a few things in my life. Well, first and foremost, I'm still single, and I'm still on crutches, obviously. It's my second week. I have, after this week, 4 more weeks to go to get the cast removed. And unfortunately, I will be on crutches another month and a half after that. So that'll be a total of 3 months. Now, what I found out just from looking at videos myself and the type of fracture that I have what you call a 5th metatarsal fracture. Our bones in our feet, there's quite a few, but the long ones, they begin with the toe that connect the toe to the heel. It'll be in this area, and it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pinky. That would be the 5th metatarsal. And unfortunately, because of the fracture that I have, there's stress fractures, and there's one called the Jones fracture. That particular one is what I'm dealing with. It's very difficult to heal that bone because of the blood circulation where the break is. And what I'm going to do when I see the doctor next at the ortho clinic is find out, I'm hoping they do an x-ray just to see how it's healing. It's almost impossible to keep this foot from having any kind of weight at all, but I try. I think it would probably be best in my situation to have that bone surgically repaired with the screw. Reason being is I think I might have already had a fracture in that bone, a hairline fracture, because I did sprain my ankle pretty bad last year. And what I found out from doing my own search on that bone is that there's a tendon that's attached to that bone from the heel, and it's a very strong tendon. So strong that if it's pulled the wrong way, it's strong enough to break that bone. And in my situation, I believe that's what happened. And unfortunately, because I didn't have health insurance at the time, I didn't go to the doctor. I just kind of let it heal on its own. And over time, the pain actually came back and got worse until I snapped that bone in half. So I'm going to see what my options are. I would rather have the surgery done. It's a small incision. There's a screw that goes into that bone that connects it with the other part, and surgery lasts no more than like 17 minutes. Recovery time probably maybe 8 weeks, I'm thinking. So I'd rather do that than to risk fracturing that bone again, which has a high likelihood of happening from what I understand. Blood circulation being a key factor in that area, there's not much or hardly any. So I'll see what happens when I talk to the doctor about it. And what else? Went to church. Been going to church on Sundays. I missed sacrament again this Sunday. I met with my bishop and I talked to him about some concerns. It was a confession type of meeting, and both him and I feel that I'm not ready to take sacrament at this point. I've got a lot of thinking to do, and I've been thinking, and it's just, God, I just, Oh, Mario. I can't talk about it right now, but it's good to be back. Yeah. A while ago, I dropped off Stephanie at her friend's place, and I'm just at a loss for words. She had been drinking. Nice Snickers. And she said some very mean and hateful things. I don't understand how a person could have so much hate to say things that would horribly degrade another human being. I'm not even going to get into the details of what she said, but it was awful. It hurt. Because I had just asked her when we were at her dad's if she would be my girl. She said, yeah. And as I look to perfect myself as a saint, as a Latter-day Saint, I just keep seeing the warning signs of what to stay away from. And today I saw them clearly. And she sent me this message on Facebook. I forgive you for things you do against me. And how do you ask me, so casual, to be your girl without mentioning you fucked Danny the night before? I said I had feelings, probably. Always will, but I said neither one of us was ready for a relationship. I am sorry, Jax. And I replied, I'm home resting. All is good. Don't be sorry, babe. I just may be a better friend than lover. And, I did sleep with Annie. And it's a cycle that keeps repeating itself with her. And we end up arguing. And this is interesting because I know she moved. She's no longer in Oildale. I don't know where she lives. I don't ever go to her. She's always the one coming to me. She said, don't ever ask me for anything ever again. Don't bother me. I knew this would happen. I know you very well. For the record, I would never talk to you the way she did. You have been nothing but pain and drama in my life since we broke up. I'm so sick of you and your bullshit. I don't fucking care what you do. Stay away from me and live your life so I can live mine. I am sick of this. You're miserable and it is all your fault. You always make bad choices. And I'm done cleaning up your mess. Goodbye, Jackie. Do not ever contact me again. I don't give a fuck. If you're in the hospital or dying, call your family, not me. Whoa. That is pretty harsh. She can say not to ever contact her, but usually it's her contacting me. At this point, I'm okay with that. I think that Stephanie and I are better off as friends. I need to get to know her better. And the 14th of this month, which was now 2 days ago, I have been single 19 months. That's quite a while. I don't think I'm ready for a relationship though. Obviously, I'd be in one. So, yeah. I'm going to the doctor on Tuesday morning. Stephanie said she'd go with me. I'm going to see about talking to the ortho doctor about a surgical repair of my 5th metatarsal. Because of the line of work that I'm in, I'm on my feet a lot. And if I were to get into corrections, I'd be on my feet a lot. So I would rather get it all taken care of in one shot, especially if I have Medi-Cal, because I don't have health insurance. This song reminds me of stuff. It's called Cold Water. Yeah, so oops. Okay. This was week 2 on my cast. I have 4 more weeks to go, and after that, another month and a half on crutches. Right now, my main focus is making sure I can pay rent, which is $635 a month, and my utilities. Still waiting to hear from state disability. And of course, taking care of my babies. Yeah, I make bad choices, but I grow and learn. I thought about my baptism as a Latter-day Saint. They're very anti-homosexual. A big part of me feels like the reason why my relationships with women haven't worked out is because it is a sin. But it is a sin. I just have a hard time letting go of, because it's what my heart knows.